afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Psychic Garage. Well, I finally bit the bullet and bought a car trailer. I've been borrowing trailers, renting for years, and I finally did it. It's been probably 20 years that I've needed one. And so I've done a bunch of work to it. This is a full tilt deck trailer. It's more than what I expected to find. I've been looking for months, and there was either nothing for sale or they were absolute junk and they wanted way too much money. So this one popped up, and it's only 3 years old, and it was the same price as a brand new one I could have bought out of another province, but this is heavier duty. It's better built, so I'm glad I bought this. And I'll show you a couple of things I've done to it. The first modification I made was I added this winch. That's a 10,000 pound winch. Now, being that this trailer tilts, you need a winch that heavy, because if you're going to pull up a 4,000 or 5,000 pound car, you need the strength to pull up a 10-degree incline, which is what this is. So I bought that, and to lift the trailer, you have to pump this hydraulic. Basically, it's a big hydraulic jack, and I'm going to upgrade that to an electric hydraulic pump, which just requires a button push, because this takes like well over 150 pumps to lift it all the way up. So I'm not a big fan of that because it takes a long time, but I'm not complaining. It works great. So I've mounted a battery. I put two boxes here, and I put the battery in this one. This powers the winch, and it will power the hydraulic unit that's in the other box once I get that hooked up. I have the all the parts for the hydraulic system. I just haven't put it in yet. And so in this box, I'll show you if I can open it. That's the hydraulic pump, and I got some straps in there. The pump is not hooked up at all at this point, but I'll do that later when I get some time. And what else can I say? The previous owner put all new brakes, drums, backing plates, everything is brand new in the brakes, so that was nice. But it is in good shape. I touched it up with some black paint here and there, and I'm going to pick up a car tomorrow. So one of my relatives is a big fan of my channel, and they made me a deal sight unseen. I have not seen this vehicle. So it's an 80s VETTE. That's all I know. I don't know exactly what year it is. I don't even know what color it is. I don't know anything about it. But they've made me a deal that I couldn't refuse. So I'm going to go out there with my dad tomorrow. It's a little over an hour's drive. The weather's good right now, but tomorrow it's supposed to snow. But it is November, so that's what happens. Another thing I've added to the trailer, which I'll show you real quick here, is this light. I have a switch over here. I just flip that on, and the light comes on. And it's really bright. It doesn't seem all that bright right now, but at night, it's extremely bright, and it lights up the hitch area and everything, so it'll make hooking up really easy. Anyways, I'll get back to you tomorrow morning once we're ready to go and pick up this car. So I'm kind of excited about this. It'll be a good road trip with my dad, and not too sure about this car, but we'll see. Well, Merry Christmas. This is what we woke up to. There's probably maybe 1.5 inches of snow. The forecast called for it, so this isn't a surprise, but my cousin called, said the roads are slippery out that way, that there was some freezing rain where they are. So we're just going to take it slow and head out there shortly. My dad will be here soon. Last night I hooked up the trailer, and that light right there, I love it. Oh, I'll have to give you some footage of hooking up the trailer with that light on. Fantastic. what else can I say about this trailer? Again, I'm super excited about it. I've needed one for so many years. I kept borrowing trailers. And sometimes when you borrow someone's trailer, although I was very appreciative of it, I end up fixing their bad wiring, or their brakes don't work, or the wood on the deck is falling through, you know. So I know everything about this trailer now. Everything is almost, well, the winch is brand new, and all that stuff that I put on. The brakes are brand new, and it's only a 3-year-old trailer. So I shouldn't have any issues with this. Today, it's just a matter of the weather. So it is what it is. We'll take it slow. And kind of excited to pick up this car. And again, I have not seen it. I don't know what it looks like, what the shape is, what kind of mileage, nothing. And this is actually the kind of thing I'm looking for in the Edmonton area. If any viewers have older cars they need to get rid of, drop me a comment, and we'll see what we can do. But yeah, once my dad's here, we're gonna head out. So like, once again, Merry Christmas.
My dad arrived and we hit the road shortly after, and I gotta say, this is probably one of the most white-knuckle winter drives I've ever done. It was super slippery, we had freezing rain, it was wet rain, and every corner that empty trailer wanted to slide out on me, so I had to be super duper careful and really be cautious about everything I was doing. And so here it is, folks, the moment you've all been waiting for. What is this mid-80s VETTE that I picked up? Here it is. Remember these? The Chevette, or the Shove-It we used to call it. Oh, these cars, oh my gosh. When I was in high school, we hated these cars. But what a neat car. I never thought I'd ever get one. It had been sitting for a number of years, but the tires held air long enough for us to winch it on, and the winch did great. That winch works really well. I'm gonna say right there.
I would say right there, yeah, you betcha.
All right, it's now the next day, and that drive yesterday, wow, some of the worst winter conditions I've ever experienced, especially pulling a trailer. Wow. Blowing winds, blowing snow, snowing. We had freezing rain overnight before we left, which really complicated things and made it very, very slippery. And the first few minutes, I figured out, wow, we're gonna have to take this really, really slow, worse than I thought. So even though the speed limit was 100 kilometers an hour, we were doing 70, 75, maybe 80. And that was about it. So a drive that should have taken an hour and 15 minutes took over 2 hours one way. So, but we made it safely, no issues. There was very little traffic. That's one reason why I was actually pretty relaxed. I wasn't on edge, I wasn't white knuckling it, you know. So I was very pleased with the fact that no one was on the highways, and I just took it really slow. There was no traffic, so it was fine in that regard. I'm still not sure what year it is. 84, 83. Here it is.
So it's not a Corvette, it's a Chevette. And back in the day,
when I was in high school, these cars were still popular. And, well, not that popular. Not too many kids had them. And mainly because we hated them. They were very sluggish. They were kind of reliable. Don't know if anybody had serious problems with them, but they were just really slow. You know, the other manufacturers were going to front wheel drive. This is rear wheel drive, and you do lose horsepower and torque and all that efficiency when you stay with rear wheel drive. The bigger vehicles can handle it. You got a bigger engine, so not a problem there. But this car is so small. Yeah, like 0 to 60 is like 20 seconds. I'm not joking. I've barely even looked inside of this car, but I'm just glad we got home in one piece. Shirley and Robert, you were great hosts for the short time we got to visit. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. We got to get out to Buck Lake more often to see you. But anyways, here's the car. Let's maybe have a look. I'm not going to try and get the hood open because things are frozen, and I'm going to wait a couple days for everything to melt. Look at the trailer. The ice buildup on the trailer is crazy. I had to keep clearing off my taillights on the truck. Look at that spare tire. That side had more snow. I kicked most of it off. And then I learned that I need to seal up my toolboxes because they fill up with snow. This one's not too bad, but that's my hydraulic pump, the electric one that I haven't hooked up yet. And I don't want snow on that, so I gotta put some weather stripping around here and fix that. I think this side got it worse. The side where the battery is. Yeah, so I gotta fix that. I'm gonna do something with that. Other than this, I'm super happy with this trailer. Everything worked great. And it pulled real nice. I got a slight vibration at 80 kilometers an hour, so I'm gonna balance the tires. And look at that, she's a beauty, isn't she? Look at that car. I love the grass hanging out of the door. Well, I'll have to try and find a horn button maybe. The seats aren't too bad. It's the mileage. Oh, I think that's 143. So that's not too bad. Too bad it's not a stick shift. Whatever, that's fine. Oh, you gotta love the GM headliner from the 70s and 80s. They always tend to sag. I don't know why. But there's the other thing is I think we're totally lacking keys. They were using a screwdriver to start this car. The last, I don't know how many years they drove it. This was, there's one of their sons at least was driving this car. I know my uncle drove it for a while. Well, that door actually closes real nice. Huh. It's not bad. It won't take much to clean it up. So not having a key, I don't know if I can get that trunk open. Does this push? It's frozen. That is totally frozen. So that's how long it's been sitting. 2008. So that's 12 years. And I'm gonna try and get this thing running in a few days. This wheel is locked up solid. So getting it off the trailer will be a bit fun, but whatever. We'll figure that out when the time comes. You can see the window is covered in ice. That was that freezing rain we had. Oh, there's a little stereo under there. Oh, the windshield looks not bad. There. And I did get all the doors open earlier, but it was dark. Now I can see in here. Huh. There she be. So that's it for now, folks. In a future episode, I will try and get this car started and maybe even drive it. I was told the engine and transmission are good. It's just been sitting so long, it won't fire. It's probably full of bad gas. So I'll deal with that. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Stay tuned, there's always more stuff coming. Take care, everybody.